So one of my favorite things to do is just throw 20 bucks at something and see if we can maybe win a little bit off a little bit. Today I'm going to play some craps online, and we'll see if I can turn $20 into maybe triple digits and do so in a relatively short amount of time. I have a system that I like to play when I play craps, but it's obviously any gambling system is only as good as the cards or only as good as the dice that you get. So we'll see what we can do to turn 20 bucks into triple digits, throwing the bones. All right, so come out roll, and with a $20 bankroll, obviously have a small amount to wager. So we'll start with small amounts to bet. Start with 50 cents a piece. Play my numbers, and we'll try to roll this into something big. Get a 2 right off the bat. So a nice little. Already made $1. I should probably quit now while I'm ahead. You see a lot of these social sports books and the social casinos have live dealers. Most of them work out of Latvia or some other random Eastern Bloc country. I don't know how this is legal, but they're fun. And, if you lose, it's your own fault, because you could easily go to a casino down the street and play. Obviously not for this amount, but this is the price you pay for potentially playing on an unregulated site. There's a chance that, you can win a lot of money and they just refuse to pay you. And then what are you going to do? You don't have a gaming control board to go to and be like, hey, they screwed me out of XYZ money. Nature of the beast. All right, so we got a point established. I like to play a modified version of the Iron Cross strategy. I also get aggressively and press any hit, essentially 1 unit. There are a ton. There is no wrong way to play craps, as long as you are kind of consistent with it. And that's the one thing I don't like about this site, is that randomly bets don't get placed. So I should have a come bet there, and then I would be putting odds on it. So every once in a while, it's with this site specifically. And there are many sites that kind of use the same setup, but for whatever reason, their bet tracker doesn't keep up. This one sometimes doesn't count bets in time, which kind of hurts. So, all right, nice little start. I won't press a field bet off when a point hits. I'll always kind of start with the same amounts on the pass line and the field. Here we go again. It didn't accept my pass line bet. This site really is frustrating. And I would have pushed, but because this site's dumb, it didn't accept my pass line bet. This is the only site that I've had that does it too, that it'll just randomly not accept bets. All right, we know we can hit a 9. We literally just did it. So we'll press all the way down. With these sites too, you only get even odds. You can only go 1x odds. The payouts work, but you can only get 1x, whereas on an actual craps table at your local casino, you can play 3, 4, 5 times odds, depending up to 20, depending on how aggressive they like to be. But so you got to get creative in terms of trying to pay out, get the payouts that you're supposed to get on some of these. And I always mute these dealers, not because I don't like the accents. Some of them have straight English accents. You wouldn't even know that these aren't English native speakers. It's just they have to entertain, and it's obnoxious because they will read the things in chat, talk to the people in the chat, which I'm sure they're directed to do because that engages the clients to come play and to stick around and play. And then the chat, I try to disable as often as possible just because it's annoying. I don't care what some, oh, you cost me money. The dealer, the stick man here, he isn't the one throwing the dice. It's this dumb machine. The reason you lost is because you bet on the wrong thing. Now, some of the other games where you're playing blackjack and it's a community type deal and you see someone hit on a 17 against a 4 and they end up taking a bus card, yeah, that you can get pissed off about. But these dealers are just pushing buttons, man. They aren't the problem here. All right, so we'll go around again. We're down about $2 right now. And just like any craps game, if you can get on a hot streak, you can have some fun. You can get some big numbers. But you got to avoid early outs. All right, back-to-back 8s, so a nice little pay there. I generally don't play hardways unless I am up, and I have to be up enough to where I don't care that I lose 50 cents or $1 on the hardway bets. I love playing bubble craps. They just got bubble craps at the casino closest to me. They just got it back, I should say. They took out the 3/8 in a row. They took out bubble craps and put in a crapsless version, which is really fun. I haven't been able to go at a time and maybe film some content, mainly because I don't know how they feel about it. I've tried reaching out to them, and predictably, they don't have anyone to either reach you back or they just feel that it's dumb, so they don't reach you back. And I would hate to go and like try to shoot some stuff and then only to be like, hey, you can't do that. That's no fun. But I may try to do that late night some night coming up pretty soon. Maybe after Thanksgiving, I get through my my football betting challenge, which you can follow on Instagram right now. And if I can get through that with some profit, maybe we'll go and try to do some bubble craps at the casino here and try to shoot some video, try to find some stuff that's entertaining. And a 0.9, okay. So a nice little run there. I always take down the craps odds mainly because I don't trust that they will refund them. I'm telling you, some of these things, even though they're automated, they're a little tricky at times. So I lost 8, 9, and 10. I'll go ahead and reload them on the place bets, the amounts that I would have had up top. What was that? 6? Okay. All right, so we need to hit some numbers here, get this balance going. Okay, back-to-back points. So we're off to a good little run here. I always like to try some to follow some videos on YouTube. There's a Casino Quest, and then there's also Color Up, which is a very good craps uh, tutorial, sort of testing out theories, and they run a whole bunch of stuff with like Dice.io to see how these theories that they test compare to other to other processes, other trends, other game theory, if you will. So that's a very fun channel to watch. I particularly like Color Up. He does a great job of explaining the game, and then also goes into, I think, a good amount of detail to explain why they're doing certain things. So a lot of different setups that are out there. I really like Casino Quest also, but the one host I feel is kind of like he tries to be funny and like edgy, but he just really comes off like a douchebag, and it's exhausting. Again, partial bet received. I don't understand why, outside of the software being crap, because I'm obviously getting my bets in time. But every so often, it just decides. And again, this site's the only one that will give me this error, so to speak. And it does it again. Took away my comeback, even though that wasn't even the last bet I placed. It's annoying. All right, hard 8. So my comeback would have gone to there. I would have had odds. I'll just go ahead and bump that up. So the amounts are all right, although because of the bets not being placed in the right order, like my comeback's not moving, my odds aren't getting on there. I don't get the proper payouts. Some of these numbers are going to be a little skewed, but again, it's what I get for playing on a site run out of Latvia or wherever the hell this place is. All right, 7 out. So we're a couple in. We're down $2. Not really getting the traction that maybe I had hoped for early. But if you play craps at all, you know that you can win 5 times your buy-in in 10 minutes. You can lose your buy-in in 2, and anything in between. You can play for 5 hours and break even. That's just the nature of this game. It really requires hot streaks. It requires obviously being right place, right time. There's just a lot of things that can go right, a lot of things that can go wrong in this game. But it is an entertaining game. I love craps so much. I will go play blackjack just so I can build up a bankroll to go play craps. It's exhausting. My wife hates it. She also finds it funny. I also get into points where I swear off of playing craps altogether. And it usually comes after just getting my teeth kicked in for the better part of a weekend, in Vegas, or if we go somewhere and we pop into a casino a couple times and I just get the crap beat out of me. I love the game in spite of what it does to me. It's an abusive relationship. It absolutely is. I keep coming back. I'm the problem. I love this game so much, and I choose to not address its faults, and that's a me problem, straight up. All right, point winner. So we haven't yet had a monster roll. I think the most points we've hit so far has been 2, but we can this thing can turn around quickly. Just like that. We lose the 5, 9, and 10. So I'll put those back up. I'm watching football over here, but also trying to pay attention to the craps. What bet didn't get accepted? The 10. It wasn't even the last bet I made. This company offers their video feed and the gameplay really to a handful of sites. This one just popped up, promoted on my Instagram. Thought I'd give it a whirl. Doesn't have the best free like daily login bonuses. It doesn't have the best gameplay in my estimation. But this deal where the odds do not or your bets don't always get placed, even though you're obviously getting bets in time, is frustrating. The two that I like playing the most are Spinquest and Rebet. Both of them you can play on mobile, which is like your web browser, which is really fun. So if you're on the road or you want to be, you're away from home and you want to kill some time, those are fun options. Layout's tough because it's vertical on your phone. So if you have fat fingers, it's hard sometimes to place bets in places you really want to. So 7 out, it's one of those times where you go 0.7 enough that you start thinking maybe I want to play dark side. I don't like doing it, even though the 7's gonna come. It's gonna come. I understand why people play the don't. I understand why people play the don't religiously. And what I don't like is when you're at a craps table and you are playing with a don't player and they start cheering because they won and everyone else lost. That's kind of shitty. I don't enjoy that. But conversely, if you're a don't player and you're at a table where everyone's playing the pass line and they start winning and they start cheering, you're losing. I mean, that's a tough kick in the teeth, but you know that going in, that you're the don't side, you're going to be on the business end of a lot of really everybody. You're opposite everybody except the casino. So if you are a don't player, don't be a dick. Simple as that. All right, so we got a point. This is a tough point to hit. I would really, really like a hot streak here. Even not even a hot streak, just a good streak, a good run of not hitting a 7. They've hit 4 7s in the last 10 rolls. In the last 8, 4 of the last 8. Again, bet partially accepted, which saved me from 50 cents on the field. I feel like though, I'm a net -1 unit on the and I'll look at it when I edit the video here, but I feel like I'm a net -1 with the bets not being accepted and being cost potential winnings here. Ooh, big bounce. One thing I do like about this setup, and I've seen a similar setup in Vegas at I believe it was Planet Hollywood, where it was sort of a stadium style setup. Everyone had their own little kiosk, touchpad, where to place your bets, and then whoever was the shooter would actually go into the center thing and actually be rolling the dice. The thing that's cool about it is that the dice don't hit the chips that are normally out on the table. Here, it's felt in the wall. Those are the only things. Maybe the puck if you get a big bounce off the wall. So that's kind of fun to where you don't have that added element of potential randomness for a chip to hit or the dice to hit a chip and bounce a way that it normally wouldn't. So if you're a person like me who normally likes to stand at a certain spot, roll from a certain spot, aim for a certain spot, it limits the places that you could potentially lose a point, or roll a 7 because you kicked off some dice funky, you kicked off some chips funky. So that's a nice thing. I really kind of like this element of it. I also think the automated shooter is good on multiple fronts. I would love to actually see this kind of setup in Vegas instead of the glass top tables and all that weird shit where there's only one dealer, because it doesn't get the same bounce as you do on the felt. I would love to see this kind of setup to where you just have a machine that's rolling, and you can kind of obviously keep the game flow going. We're getting kicked in the balls here. That's, I think, 3 in a row where we've gone point. We've established a point, we hit 1 point, and then we 7 out. But we're hanging. Normally, too, my rule is double up or down half. We walk away. Today, so with that, I would be done. My balance is down under my starting point of $20. Normally I would walk away, but for the sake of the video and the sake of having some fun here, we'll just roll with it and see how long we can go. If I do double up, I'll probably wrap the video. If obviously I lose all my money, we'll wrap the video. But hopefully we can keep it going, and find just again, not even a hot streak, just a mild streak, a tepid streak, where we get room temperature. We'll go with where we hit some numbers and get some points going. But yeah, don't need a hot streak, but I'll gladly take one. There is one dealer I really like in this deal. He's tall, goofy looking dude. Didn't accept that bet either. That's annoying. Oh, we 7'd out. Rad. Okay, well, this could be a painful end to this video. We're not quite all in, but my God, can we see it from here? Yeah, to listen to some of these dealers talk, and they're literally talking to themselves. There might be like another person in the room, but they're really just talking to a camera and chat. Some of them are obnoxious. They're like, "Oh, what do you want to talk about today? What's your favorite video game? What's your favorite blah blah blah?" And then they just spout and have arguments with people in the chat. It's exhausting. It really is exhausting. This guy's voice annoys the piss out of me. But there's some of them that are like pretty decent dudes. They know that they're working. They're just there to have some fun. And yet again, bet partially accepted. Cost me $1 there. So now I'm like a down net 3 off bets not being accepted, which is annoying. I'll throw some affiliate links. Damn, 7 out. I'll throw some affiliate links, and even just like sign up links, if you want to try out some of these games. Some of them are kind of fun. Again, I'll play craps once a week, maybe. Just again, try to hit some home runs every once in a while. But today, I mean, we got maybe a single. We've barely gotten on base. It's been rough. And I don't even have enough for odds. So at this point, we are all in with $3 wagered, and a 7 here would absolutely kill the game for today. So we need to hit some numbers. All right. So we hit an 8. Got a little bit of extra. Stay of execution, so to speak. May do one of these a week. I was going to try to do a blackjack thing once a week as well. But the frustrations come in where you try to play, but then because it is a sort of gangbang situation where everybody has an opportunity to play the hand, you know, you get players that take bus cards, and it's really frustrating. And I don't want to edit the videos to make it look like I'm playing just with the camera or, you know, just with the dealer. So that's a little frustrating. And I don't wager enough to be on the private tables to where I can literally have the only decisions to be made for my hand. All right. So we're still kind of in the mode of need some numbers or our day is done. Really, I need to get the balance to 3 to even give a fair shake at continuing. There's a winner 6. Okay, so we live to play another day, or another round at least. 7 here would suck because I would lose 150 or lose $1.50 in come bets. All right, so reload my odds here. Let's see. What number did we hit? We hit the 6, so I'll press that. And I'll go ahead and press the 5. Should have pressed the 8 instead. Well, it rejected the bet, so it at least saved me a little bit. Where's the other dice? The 6. Okay. We will reload those. 5 and 8 and the field. So now we're back to a fully loaded table set at this point, so to speak. Love to get an 8 here so I can have come bets with odds kind of stacked everywhere. And a 10. That one's tricky. What happened here? All right, we'll take this 8 down so I can have a come bet and a field. A lot of 6s, a lot of 5s. I feel like this whole session's been devoid of 8s. A 10, okay. Go ahead and throw odds on that 10. And again, we're back to an all-in situation. And a winner 5, okay. All right, we know we can hit the 10. So we'll throw our odds back on here. And get ready to roll. Nine is nice, especially when you're heavy on the field. Get that free money. Four. I don't like to take odds on the 4, even though I know it pays well. And especially when I'm heavy on a field bet, I'm going to win more on this field bet than I will with odds on the 4. So the first time around, I won't. If it hits again, I'll chase it, but probably not the smartest gameplay. Finally hit an 8. Feels like that's the first one in forever. Again, didn't take my field bet. And a 7 out. All right, well, we had a nice little spurt there. Got us back off the mat, so to speak, and allows us to keep going. Do a couple more rounds. Try to get something going. Again, I'm already below the threshold where I normally would have walked away from a table, but we press on. We're either going to bust or we're going to double up. One or the other. There's going to be no in between here. Okay, let's put odds on the 6, and we will reload with the come bet and the field. That's why we bet the field. I know there's people that believe the field is a sucker bet, and really it kind of is. There's not a huge benefit, but I'm stubborn enough to be like, hey, I'm going to play it. That's just me. And again, pressing it probably is not the best financial strategy. But again, this is for funsies. This is not. I would not recommend. Why did it not take the come bet? I'm not going to recommend this site. There are other sites that use the same gameplay, same game system. To operate. Ooh, that was a nice one. I don't know why it's now all of a sudden not keeping my wins in play. How much was the last one? So it was 50, so $2. It's supposed to be keep winning plays, but it's not. All right, we're on a streak with 9s now. This is what I wanted when I said I wanted a streak. This is what I wanted when I said that I wanted a run. Now I'll tell you, if we hit a point here, I'm gonna not necessarily go all in, but I'm going to press everything up from 50 cents to $1. And I jinxed it by saying if we hit the point. I should have said when we hit the point. But I have a good enough balance. $9, you know what? Let's do it. Let's go to a point where we're kind of low chip stack. This is a strategy I like to play when I play poker, where I'm tired of hanging out. I'm tired of just middling. I want to go big or go home, right? And so, hey, we just made $1 off the field bet. We're locked and loaded with some odds, and yeah, let's make it big. Let's go as big as we can. Again, not taking bets. I've never seen a website allergic to taking bets. That's annoying. That is annoying. So now I'm like -5 in terms of bets not being placed that would have paid me. -5 units. So 250 at this point. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Seven out. Well, hey, you know what? It was a good run. Damn. You look at the 250 that was left on the board because of bets not being accepted. It really kind of screwed with the game plan. We'll go one more session here, one more shooter. Try to salvage something. And again, if it's not taking my bets, I just need to go away. I need to punt. I need to just delete my account on this website, because if it's not going to accept gameplay for a game that I'm trying to play, like, I'm literally trying to give you money. So getzoot.us. Nah, homie. At least for craps. I can't speak to the rest of the game offerings, but this is enough to annoy me. Very much so. And you know what? I'm glad I 7'd out, because I'm done with this crap site. Absolutely done. So there's that. Let me know if you like this. We'll try to do some more stuff down the road. Obviously with a different site, but still had a good time. Follow me on Instagram at Brandon Goes Betting. We'll get some highlights from this and post them there, and we'll come back and try to do something again next week.